Hey, what is up? I'm so excited to bring you this video, this tutorial for you because it is contour. Now, contouring is the coolest thing ever. It totally makes our face just like, get it how you want it to go. But one of the things people are overwhelmed with contouring because they don't know what to do because we weren't raised our whole lives with contour, right? So I'm bringing to you 4 brushes that you can contour your face with and different methods of how to use them and work with them, but we can get the job done all using Mascara Beauty, all with learning these contouring tips and tricks just for you. So if this is contouring 101, something you might need, or if you're more advanced in it, stick around, stay tuned, because here we go. I feel like the world was turned upside down when someone, whoever was that first person that was like, contour. We're going to contour your face. It completely changed my way of thinking with makeup because I just put the stuff on wherever I thought to put the stuff on. But to know that there's like key places we can place things that is gonna make us look thinner, a longer face, shorter face, all the things that contour can give, I just think it's amazing. You can use as much as you want with whatever colors you want. So let me make that clear up front that you can contour a lot, contour a little bit. The color that you use, the technique that you use is going to make the difference for you. With Mascara Beauty, everything foundation wise for your whole face is a cream foundation. I love it. I feel like my skin has never looked so alive and awake and 3D, like mascara says theirs is 3D. So right up front, I want to say if you don't like how intense I wear my contour, or if you want to wear your contour stronger, you get to do whatever you want, sista. We all can blend it out differently, but I'm going to show you using different brushes and a little bit different techniques and why I do what I do with the brushes that's going to help you with your makeup, because I think contouring is what people feel is the hardest. So one of the brushes that Mascara has is this one right here. This one is the Detail Hack Brush. It's really soft on this end. This is more the detail side. I like to go in and use any of my brightener, but a lot of times you'll see people who will contour with this end, like they'll put it on with this end, and then they'll go and blend it in with this end. You'll also see a lot of people that will take this end and hug it on just its side and go in and contour with this end. So I'm gonna go in right now with the color, what we have is olive, so it's a little bit warm. You're gonna place it right underneath your cheekbone. And so people will go in with just that end and put it in place just like so, okay? When they try and blend it out, sometimes they get a little carried away, but I recommend just taking a lighter hand and just doing this soft motion right at the top of where you blended that, you put that on, and then again at the bottom, and you can just either stipple it or lightly sweep it, and then we're gonna hug around this corner. Now, if you're having a really hard time blending that in, again, take the other end of this brush, you're gonna stipple it up and just keep pressing under that cheekbone, just like so. And then I'm gonna blend out that top part, which that's gonna be where our blush is gonna go, our lip and cheek. And so that one, it's okay to get a little bit on the cheek, on the cheekbone, because we like to keep things under the cheekbone. The reason being is because we want to create a shadow. If you ever feel like you went too far down with this, it's so simple because you're just gonna grab your foundation colors and you're gonna go and clean up that line. It's so easy. Okay, so I have this blended out now. Again, if it's too low, I will just clean that up, which I can show you that as well. But here it is, all blended out. Then we put the lip and cheek, the blush, right on the cheekbone, right on top of that. You can also take this end and go in and contour with. So I already showed you this end, but you can take this end and go in and contour with. So I'll take my contour on just one side of the brush, okay? And then I will place this right where I want it. So I will just kind of, like, you can even go in like this and just know and feel that directly under that cheekbone. And also notice that I do not go inside the corner of my eye, okay? Because by the time we're done blending, see, even though like I want you guys to hug it out to here, to about right here, but if you stick it just and keep it just about right there, by the time you're done blending, it's going to be moved into there more. And that's why I want you to just stick to that outer corner of the eye. You can keep everything just on the side that you pulled that color with, okay? And you can just stipple, stipple, stipple it out, blending that top part out good and blending that bottom part out good. But if you feel like, I got a little bit too much product, just turn it over, keep it at the angle, and we're still gonna keep stippling. And that's with the big end of the Detail Hack Brush. Next, I'm gonna show you a couple different methods using the 30-second hack brush. So this is the 30-second. A lot of times you'll see people that will go in and highlight their face, which is what I call the foundation. They'll apply their foundation with this end and then they'll contour with this end. I actually like to highlight my face with this end and contour, but you can do either way. So this end, you kind of, it's more soft than a lot of the other end of the brushes, so you kind of have to be careful not to get too much of your highlight especially, but you can go in and draw this line with your contour as well. It will make it softer unless you of course got an overly abundant amount of product, but with a contour, because that it's a thicker consistency, it's not gonna get on as much like it would with your highlight color, your foundation color. So you can just apply this super, super lightly, and then you don't have to do a ton of blending out, but you just wanna make sure you never leave things just blunt right here in the front. You also, see how I'm smiling? You never want to pull it down into that. If you ever see somebody taking their contour and just bringing it all into this, you have to, one, think of their face structure, and you need to think about how many wrinkles they have, because anybody that's starting to get more wrinkles, like I have a lot, see, I have a lot. If I put this in, it's just gonna get stuck in all of those wrinkles. And so you have to watch out for that. The other thing that I like about this is when I'm like making a point to put my contour under my cheekbone, and then I kind of just do a little hug right in here, it makes it look more cupped, and it just makes it look like that purpose for it is to create a shadow, which is giving you the illusion of a bigger cheekbone than what you have. So this would make a lighter application of the contour, which I think that you would really, really like. You can squish this end. So now we're using the bigger end of the brush. You can put it into your contour like so. And then you're gonna keep it squished and you're gonna put it where you want it. Okay, so it's going on stronger. It's pinched together, but the reason why I wanna pinch together is because this brush is just so big. I've seen a lot of people that don't pinch the brush, and I'm gonna show you the difference. So they don't pinch the brush. I have small features on my face. If you have a huge, like a wider face, longer faced, whatever, I just have little features. My head's actually pretty big. It's just oblong and is really narrow through here. So watch this. When I go in with it wide, it's going on that thick amount, and I just feel like I'm not in as control with it, and so this makes it a little bit more control. But that being said, it makes it so with blending, I have to be more careful. And I feel that stippling is easier with blending things out than with going in and always sweeping. Because when I am teaching all of you, you tend to say, well, if I do that, it makes it so that there's nothing left on my face. But it's because you're like vigorously scrubbing it right off your face. And so that's why I like to have people do more stippling motions. That being said, experiment with what you like better, okay? So there's two different things. This one will go on a lot more wide, not in as controlled. So you really need to make sure you don't get too much contour on your brush. But both solid options. Stippling in to blend. This one was more, it just took over the whole entire cheek and it was a little bit more, so I needed to make sure again that I stippled it on out. So that is with the 30-second hack brush from Mascara Beauty. I just said Mascara Booty. Beauty, get it right. Okay, next up we have the Power Powder Brush. This baby right here. This one is made for applying powder, but that's what's really cool about mascara is everything's versatile. Okay, you can use your contours for all kinds of things. You can use your foundation for all kinds of things. You can use, oh my gosh, the sky's the limit. The bronzer, the sky is the limit with what you can do, the lip and cheeks. But one really cool thing about this brush is, so this is made that you can powder and you press in and it's just got that really good solid angle. And then this one is where you can apply blush with as well. I've seen a lot of people use these to highlight and contour with. I'm gonna show you guys how you would highlight and contour with this baby right here. So this is going in with this angled brush, and I do love the fact that it's angled because then you can just slide right in, and with it being just really tight together, you can feel that you are under that cheekbone really, really well. Okay, so you can, again, you guys, this matters. I guess one thing that I'm used to is how much I dip into my colors, and if you're not used to it, you're gonna dip a lot more. But this is made to, do you see how I just did that? You can build on more, or you can build on less. This is made though to, you figure out for you what you want. But again, really easy way to contour. So I go in with that line, okay? It creates a line. I go back and forth just a bit. I come up, blend up that top line, blend in that bottom line, and then I'm gonna finish it off with a little hug just around this corner so that it finishes it off nicely, okay? If I needed to clean up any lines, I would take my highlight, which is my foundation colors, okay? And just clean that line up and make it fit nice and tight right where I need it. Okay, with this end, same exact thing. You can go into, this end does make it harder because it is so wide. So if you are gonna use this brush, I recommend taking your contour, going in like this, only taking one side of it, and then going in and adding your contour there, turn it around and blend in your contour. Just like so. Let's keep the stippling motion, blending in the contour. And as you keep stippling, if you feel like you're someone who, when you're like, it just disappears. One, it could be disappearing because you got too light of a color. So if you've got medium skin tone and you picked a color that mascara has that's called walnut, that one is just far too light. So this is walnut that I have right here. It's just far too light. Walnut and aspen are for more of the fair girls. This one right here is actually the Bella bronzer. And then we have indigo that people think is only for, well, it is for the lovely ladies who are darker, but I can even pull off indigo. It's a beautiful color. Then I have ash right here, and I have olive. So ash and olive around the tones that I wear. And we also have Astoria is this baby right there. The only ones that I don't believe I have right here is Cola, which is really dark. And then we have Stone, which is a really, really warm contour color as well. All right, so far we have almost all the brushes done. Hopefully you've already learned a thing or two. I feel like these are the best brushes for cream contours. I kid you not. I cannot believe how dense they made them be, how long each of the bristles are is the perfect amount. I have never, mark my words, used brushes as good as these. From a cream highlight, cream contour, cream lip and cheeks, all of the things, I have never used any as good as these. So next up is the Buffy brush. So this is Mascara Beauty's brand new highlight and contour and all the things brushes. This is the brand new baby. So here she is in all her glory. Okay, you can choose because each side is the same, just one smaller, one's bigger. Choose which side you want to use. Personally, for me, I highlight, which is my foundation colors. I highlight with the big side and I contour with the smaller side so that I can get into that cheek. The reason I love this brush or use this brush when I do it, well, I've used them all. But the reason you'll see me in my tutorials on Facebook or Instagram is because it's easier for me to teach people with this one. So depending on where your level is with your makeup, if you are a beginner with your makeup, this one might be your absolute easiest one. If you get blending and you want to be faster with application, the 30-second hack brush is going to probably be your favorite. I know a lot, it's 30 seconds, it's supposed to be faster. I know a lot of people whip this baby out when they're wanting to hurry really, really quickly. Just be really careful when you're highlighting your face that you're not getting too much makeup, because with Mascara Beauty, a little bit goes a long way. So I like to use this end for my highlight and just my brightening color, which is kind of like what other people call a concealer. I like to use with this end and hardly use any at all. If you are wanting to be exact, use this baby, but if you are using it as a powder, like a powder brush, don't mix your creams and powders. Your brush is gonna get gunked up really quickly and you are not gonna like it. All right, so we got little Buffy here. I'm gonna take that smaller end of the brush into my olive contour, which right now, because it's summer, I'm liking more warm. Sometimes I'll mix olive and ash. Sometimes I'll even do indigo with olive. So what I do is I always tell people to start at the back. And one of the mistakes that a lot of people make, here's a little tip for you, is they start here and they don't extend their contour back far enough on their ear. So make sure that you are, whether you start here and get back first or wherever you start, make sure that you are getting back here more as well too, okay? So now I'm at the point where I'm just gonna stipple things on. I'm gonna stipple this top part, and remember, we're keeping things under that cheekbone and you can feel. Another reason I like this brush is because it's already angled, because a lot of times when I'm trying to teach people, they could try and come in like this, but this forces you to have to come in at an angle with it. So that's why I like this brush so much. If you get too much, you can turn it over to the other side, and even though you already used your highlight color, it's a-okay, peeps. These brushes, because it's a cream foundation that's got a really good consistency, so all of your product is staying at the end of the brush. It's not like going into your brushes. And so what I already used on my face is already used on my face, so it's okay. I can even go in afterwards and put my highlight on with this end and it will still be fine. So again, I sweep it on. You can even stipple it on, whichever you wish. But I go in under the cheekbone and then I stipple to blend, and then I'm gonna finish it off right here, rounding it out. Okay, and blending all of this in. Okay, now one thing that I didn't show you all is that is like the key for blending out the cheeks. And again, if I got too much, if you get too much, you can either sponge off excess, okay? Or you can take your highlight, which is your foundation in the mascara term world, and you can clean up that line. Okay, so I'm just gonna blend out that line. Okay, and on this side, I'll do it as well. You don't need, this isn't a step that you need to do. I'm just telling you, if you did get too much and you wanna blend it out, that's a step that you can do. Just like that, super easy. So I'm gonna now put it on my forehead. So depending on your hairline and how much forehead you have, depends on how you do it right up here. So you are going to want to, if you have a round face, okay, you're gonna leave this upper part here empty, and you're just gonna go here, and this is going to elongate out your face. And you're also gonna do the exact same thing along your jaw. you're gonna leave this part kind of blocked, like not using it, not doing it, so that it's gonna elongate your face. If you have an oval face and you can bring this in across here, or you have a big forehead, okay, you can bring that across there, push it up into your hairline, and then you can blend out this front part. Okay, but it gives you that nice, it frames your face, and anytime you get used to doing it and then you don't go and do it any longer, you're like, something's missing on my face. That's what it is. If you have bigger jowls, so you can go in and bring this out along here on your skin, okay, and kind of camouflage those, like so, and then wrap it down. Now, as we go along the jaw, you're not going out here along the jaw where it's showing. We're going directly under the jaw. So it's right along the jaw, which is gonna help hide jowls, and you're gonna like it. The only time that I am like contouring all in here is when I'm trying to like camouflage that out. And that, my friend, is how you connect them all. So it's kind of like a 3 and an E, a cursive E, all down like that. Okay, I'm gonna take my blush and I'm gonna put it on the cheekbone. So we put this right directly under the cheekbone, right? This is now going to go on the cheekbone, and you can use this end of your 30-second hack brush. You can use the B² brush, which is your blush and bronzer brush. And this is usually what I use to blend it all in. You can do anything. You can use your Buffy brush, and then you can also use that powder brush with that blush end as well. And that's going to be placed on the cheekbone, okay? Not under, on. So again, I'll show you right here. So we're on the cheekbone, and I never start this right directly in front of here, because by the time you blend out, so same tips as contour. Okay, so this is finishing up the full face. And then if you wanted to bronze, I would bronze before you add your lip and cheek. Now you're gonna take your illuminator, and people always say, well, where do you put your illuminator versus where you put the other ones? So you put your contour, and it's now nicely blended in. You then put your blush, and now you're gonna take your illuminator, and that's gonna sit right on top of the cheekbone, outside of any wrinkle lines. So see, my wrinkles go to about right here. You can totally see my wrinkles. And then right under there is where I stick that illuminator. And anybody can wear illuminator. It adds dimension to your face. It's absolutely gorgeous. And you are just fine, okay? You can add more of it onto all you want. All right, all you loves, I walked you through using the 30-second hack brush, the Power Powder brush, the Buffy brush, the Detail hack brush, and that's all the brushes I walked you through with contouring. There are more brushes, but it really comes down to the contour colors that you're using, the brushes that you're using, with the method that you're using. So one of the hardest things that you will always struggle with is if you are trying to overly work the contour. Like, this is a stippling motion, okay? Think of it like this. If you were painting a picture and you had to draw a straight line, right? But you needed to blend it out on each side, what would you do? What you would do is slightly stipple, and you're like fusing out each side, right? So the middle is gonna still stay there, because if you fused out the middle completely, it wouldn't be there anymore. So the middle line is still gonna stay there, but along the edges of that is what you're going to like kind of soften out. So if you focus on that inside line still staying there, and then you're stippling the outer edge on the bottom, stippling the outer edge on the top, it's gonna fuse everything out just like art. just like that. That is the very end of this tutorial. Thank you seriously so much for being here. Thank you for taking the time watching this video. If you like what you see, you can comment below for sure and let me know. Or if there's something that I didn't quite point out that you want to see with contour, feel free to share and then I can do that in the next video. But just so you know, if you have not followed me or found me on Instagram, my Instagram is jocelyn.mcclellan, and then on Facebook, it's Fit Mission Makeup with Jocelyn McClellan. So you can find me there as well. Thanks again, you guys. Make sure you comment and subscribe. All the things that you want. Like the video. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.